Welcome back to Flashpoint. This week, broad new zoning regulations went into effect across Charlotte. It affects everything from building heights to neighborhoods, and the process of building this massive document has been years in the making. Joining us now is Tony Lathrop. He's a committee member of the UDO Advisory Committee. He's also previously chaired the committee that helped guide the whole process. Tony, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Ben. Glad to.
So this whole thing started back in 2016. You were sort of there at the ground level. Take us behind the scenes of what it was like to piece what is a rather complicated policy directive from the city of Charlotte.
Well, it was a long time coming. There had been discussions because the existing zoning ordinance had been in effect for several decades and needed updating for a lot of reasons that we can go into. And so there was a lot of internal discussions with the city staff and people on the town council, the city council, about how to come up with a process to basically update that zoning ordinance and roll in the other ordinances to unify it. And and it took a while to get the consensus rolling and to get the stakeholders together. But the effort was started to pull that process together, as you said, back in 2016, to really form a solid process to get to a good result. And I said from the very beginning, because I was chair of the Planning Commission, that you've got to have a process that's inclusive and transparent and rigorous in order to get to a good result that people have bought into and accept and understand, and it's good for Charlotte. And to the credit of the city staff and the UDO committee, they did that. They had a great process. It's really an example for the whole country on how to do this the right way. And so, I'll be glad to talk about that some more.
Help us understand what was wrong with the way the city of Charlotte was doing things before this.
Well, I don't know that I would call it wrong. I just think that because it had been a long time since the ordinance had been updated, it had gotten unwieldy and big and kind of disjointed, and just the zoning ordinance was hundreds and hundreds of pages. I mean, between 500 and 1,000 pages. I don't remember the exact number, but maybe say 800-ish, something like that. And it was sort of cobbled together, and it also was the city was evolving, and the ordinance had not evolved with the city either. So it was a combination of being unwieldy and difficult to use, and on the substance of it needing to be updated anyway to match up with how Charlotte was growing. As you know, we've just had tremendous growth, and we continue to have that. And also, it's a way to roll in the other connected ordinances, so it's all in one unified ordinance.
This is a living document with room to change in the future. What do you see as potential flaws, potential issues that might need to be addressed in the future?
I don't really see any myself. I'm going to leave that to the staff and perhaps the city council. The city council has the authority to go back and change when they want to.
Talk us about the process. You mentioned it earlier, but the process of incorporating public feedback in a plan that really affects every corner of the city of Charlotte. You guys were very, I think, vigilant about making sure you tried to get as much of that public feedback as possible.
Yeah, and I'm so proud of that. I mean, the process for getting that feedback and including people and being transparent was one of the best I've ever seen, and I think it's truly an example to the whole world about how to do an ordinance, how to prepare, how to draft, how to be inclusive and build consensus for an ordinance like this. And the staff they should get awards for that. They did such a good job. I mean, starting with the advisory committee that I chaired, it was very, very broad-based, with people from neighborhoods, from the development community, from the real estate community, from the design community, all aspects of Charlotte, all corners of Charlotte. And then They had hundreds of stakeholder meetings and focus groups and community outreach sessions, and just really did it the right way. And I'm so proud of that. And Alyson Craig, and before her, Taiwo Jayoba, and the whole planning department, Laura Harmon, Alan Goodwin, just did a tremendous job with that process. And that's why the ordinance wouldn't have passed if they hadn't done that.
All right, Tony Lathrop. Tony, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Glad to. Have a great day.
All right, take care. More Flashpoint after this.